Hello my friends, this is Jeannie. Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I am going to share with you a flip through of what my Tim Holtz catalog looks like. I did share some of the process for making this catalog. If you have not seen that video, be sure to check it out. But in today's video, I'm going to share with you the end result. The catalog is not 100% completed simply because I have stencils I need to create samples of so that I can add them to the catalog, and I also have a few of those steel dies, the heavy-duty dies, that I have not cataloged yet. But other than that, all my Tim Holtz goodies are cataloged in this book. This is what I started with, and this is what I finished with. I absolutely adore the way it turned out. Here is the cover. I'll bring it up nice and close so that you can get a good look at it. I added some paper dolls because, you know, Tim Holtz, paper dolls, have to do that. I did mention in the first video that I wanted this to be volume 1. Because I have no doubt there will be additional catalogs as my collection grows. So I did create a volume 1 label and added to the book. I also created this little, it's like a tag tassel, and it just has, I created some tags that just remind me what's in this particular catalog. I have stamps, dies, stencils, and folders in this particular catalog. And I just used a little clip and some bulb pins to attach the tags to the book. I couldn't attach it to the spine because it's an accordion spine, and I couldn't attach anything permanent to this because if I altered this in any way, I was afraid it would keep the book from expanding the way it's meant to. So I thought this was a good compromise. I just took two ball pins, connected them, added the tags, attached it to a clip, and attached the clip as close as I can get it to the spine so that when this sits on my shelf, this will hang on the spine like this. I'm thinking I might create another little tag that says Tim Holtz Volume 1. I'm not sure yet. But these tags were fun to create. I created these using some Tim Holtz fabric tape. I cut them into strips, and then I adhered it to some Tyvek so I can have some super sturdy tabs that wouldn't rip or tear through, you know, normal wear and tear. And then I backed it with some paper. I added some eyelets, inked the edges. Then I used my clickable alphabet stamps to stamp what the items were on some coffee dyed paper. I cut that down to a size smaller than the tag, inked everything, glued the paper onto the fabric tape using my fabric tack glue, and yeah, just like that, I had these super cute, very sturdy, super sturdy label / tags that I can have dangling from the spine of my book so that when it's on the shelf I can see what it is. So this is the cover. I did add all of the items that I have and that I printed to the book and punched holes and everything. Before I put the pages into the book, I did use page reinforcers. These reinforcement, says labels, but they're not labels. I've had these in my stash forever. I did add these to the pages to hopefully keep the individual pages from tearing as I flip through things. if you're doing something similar to this and you don't have these little page reinforcers, before I found these, my plan was to just take some masking tape and just tape a strip of it to the top of the page before I punched the holes, and that was going to be kind of like a DIY MacGyver type page reinforcement. But then I remembered I had the actual page reinforcers and thought it was a good opportunity to use those and save my tape, so that's what I did. But just a little tip for those who don't have the little hole reinforcers, just use some tape. On the one side, I have all of my dies. Over here, I have all of my stamps cataloged. I did add little labels at the top, stamps and dies. And again, I use my clickable stamps to create those little labels. And I just stamped on some coffee dyed paper that I trimmed down to size and then inked and added here. I did create kind of like these decorative toppers, if you will, to add to the front of each of these sections, only because I felt like just looking like that, it looked unfinished and I just didn't like it. So I thought to try creating something a little more decorative and just pleasing to the eye to add to the top. And so that's what I did. And I created these using scraps that were left over. If you did watch that first video where I shared the most of the process for making this, you will remember that I was kind of on the fence as to whether or not I was going to line the front and back inside of the covers. I did decide to do that again because I felt it just looked a little more finished. So I lined the inside of the front cover, and I did line the inside of the back cover. And I'm glad I did. It looks a lot better. And I'm much, much happier with it. So, first section, stamps and dies. Right here, I created another little label that says seasonal. So behind that tab are my seasonal Tim Holtz stamps and dies. I have Halloween, I have Christmas. I thought maybe I should create labels for up here, but I just thought it wasn't necessary because obviously looking at this, that's Halloween, that's Christmas. So I didn't think a label was necessary. Who knows? Maybe I'll change my mind about it later on and add labels. You never know. But here I have all of my Tim Holtz Halloween stamps and dies. And here I have all of my Christmas stamps and dies. So the one thing I did realize in doing this is that my Halloween collection is probably double, if not triple the size of my Christmas collection. And I don't see my Christmas collection expanding. This is just about all I need for Christmas. Just enough to make it interesting, but not too much, you know, where it makes me a hoarder. Halloween, different story, total hoarder when it comes to Halloween. So then the next section reads folders and stencils. And again, I use my clickable stamps to create that. And this is the section that still needs a little bit of work in terms of me needing to add more of the products that I have. The 3D or the embossing folders really is just about complete. I don't have a lot of embossing folders simply because I don't use them a lot. And this page or this section right here is where I am going to add samples of all of my stencils. I just haven't been able to do that. But I did decide that it's going to be stencils and collage papers. So I think for this one, I probably do want to make a label that says stencils and collage papers so that I don't forget that, you know, in the back of this section, I have my collage papers. And the back of the cover looks like this. So I am very, very, very happy with the way this turned out. I'm actually looking forward to creating samples of my stencils and adding them here. Right now I'm thinking I'm going to take the time to ink samples of my stencils onto copy paper. Might change my mind about that. Maybe I will go back and look at the Tim Holtz catalog and see what his product photos for the stencils look like. I don't know. I want to be kind of uniform in what I do in this book. So since I did print product photos for everything else, it would make sense that I would print product photos of the stencils. But then again, I might want to save some ink, some printing ink, and just go ahead and create samples of my stencils, because I don't have a lot of his stencils. So I don't think it would take a lot of time. That is my Tim Holtz catalog, my friends. Let me know what you think. I had a lot of fun creating this. So that is my share for this video, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate you, and I will catch you all in my next video. Until next time, my friends. Bye bye.